Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Workers and Resources, and I got some planning and stuff to do today. We're gonna set up the next step, I guess, in being self-sufficient today. But I was gonna do this before, and I've always had this space reserved for it, but I overlooked one critical sort of detail that ultimately gets in the way of my plans here. So I'm gonna need to do some expensive retrofits to get this done. Ultimately, that's going to mean remaking a lot of this rail right here. But if you'd like to learn more about that, I'm about to explain it. If you don't care, you could go to this timestamp and just get right to the assembly. How's that sound? Okay, so here's steel. And the idea here is I would like to make the mechanical components right here with the mechanical components factory. And I would also like to have electrical components created right here. Both of these spaces are where I want this to be because this is where steel's being generated, or this is where steel's being made. And so both of these take steel, mechanical components especially take a lot of steel to create. So I would like both of these to be made in this space. We're gonna set this up though to where the entire setup is truckless. That's the goal. I don't know about the retrofit. I've been dinking around. You see the land is a little disturbed here. Been dinking around a little bit, but the goal is to get both of those factories hooked up to be completely truckless. And what I mean by that is there's no trucks on the road necessary for the whole process to work. And that includes giving it access to the helicopters for both resources. Yep, in this little space. I think we can do it, and we're gonna go for it today. Before we get started though, a couple of things. Let's take a quick look over here at our passenger train station. Somebody did not give them the memo. The memo, of course, being that there are no trains yet. Yeah, 198 workers are waiting here. We're gonna start moving like a lot of people here. We're gonna start moving. Now, I'm thinking what I'd like to be doing here is getting the students to not go here, but to go somewhere else. Unfortunately, eventually I will have the train track for this line running that way too. And then the students can get on there. But this is a huge hub, and there's not even people, like not even everybody's living here yet. These houses just finished. There's nobody living there yet. So yeah, now all of these houses in this area can all walk to this. So it's all within walking range. They don't need any trucks. They don't need any vehicles, buses, whatever to get here. They're all hooked up there, and they're also all heated. Everything is fine. Speaking of fine, or speaking of not fine, and mostly the timestamp is to skip the updates and stuff too, I guess, is on December 3rd, a little bit ago, about a week and a half or so in game, we got this, an epidemic situation report. Seems we are impacted by serious infection causing patients severe complications or even death. Seems like this disease is not very infectious and will not spread easily through the population. The World Health Organization released a warning about global infections, and we expect a long duration. Great. I don't know what that means in terms of how long we have to deal with that, but great. All right, so anyway, lots and lots of passengers waiting to go on a train. I think we should put them to work. What do you think? So we're gonna come over here to my train depot. I got just under 300 grand. Let's go ahead and buy ourselves a train. And I'm thinking I want a fairly good sized train, one that's more than we need for now because I think it's going to expand and it's going to get bigger, and I might need to bring it back to a depot to get it refreshed. I would probably, eventually, I'm going to probably remove this depot and then have this line meet up with this other train track line. And we've got some seriously cool stuff planned for here, okay? That's later, all right? But I got some, yeah, it's all coming together, guys. This whole grand plan is coming together, you'll see. So, trains. I want to go to I don't think it's passenger wagon. These are just the wagons. I think I need the actual motor wagon. That's what it is. So this moves 120 kilometers an hour up to, and it's got decent power, so good efficiency, 86,000. It has 115 passengers it can move built into it, and this is diesel. So let's go ahead and have that. And then we're gonna get it might have been cool to have an electric one. But these ones don't have passengers. They're just the locomotive. So like we would kind of be wasting it by having. I think we made the right call there. And then we want passenger wagons behind it. And I'm gonna say 125 on this one. That's a good one. Wow, 35 tons and 125 passengers. It's the lightest one and it has the biggest capacity. Why am I not choosing this? We're gonna do 2 of these. Okay, so this is our passenger train. And of course, as you might know, the passenger train has a route over here. Now, this train line is done all the way around to here and then all the way through that train station all the way down over here. It's going to wrap around to this station and come all the way over. And yeah, it's done all the way over into the station, which means we can now finally use this as a loop for passengers to get over here, to live here and work over there. So let's just do it. We're going to have a new stop. And because of the direction that this train has to come from, it's got to get here, right? We got to find a way to get it here. We're not going to be able to have it stop here first unless we want it to come all the way around first. I don't think that's necessary. So we might as well have it stop here first and then move all the way around and it will stop then here. And that will be the route. It's a very simple route. So let's go ahead and hit start on that. And I want to take a look at it. Whoops. All right, why do you keep stopping? I right-clicked, that's why. All right, so let's go. Let's look at this. Let's take a look at the MV-853 locomotive. New passenger trains, man. Look at this thing. I do wish I could paint it green, though, just so that it matched the cars. But I don't have a... Wait, can you not get in there? It's a really tight corner here. Trains don't usually use it, but... Oh, and our oil rig is just leaving too, so that's probably going to stop it a little bit, yeah. That's okay. It'll wait till the oil rig is sufficiently out, and then it'll come out here. So we'll keep an eye on this, and we'll see when it gets up to, like, 100 kilometers an hour. It probably means it's on the big track now. It's also going to need to refuel. And that's the other thing I need to look at. So over here, as this passenger train goes around, we're going to need to set up refueling for it because we don't have that available to us right now. I'm thinking probably because the distribution office is here, eventually we will have fuel being made over here. It's just not something I care to set up right now. But eventually that'll happen. So I think maybe I'll put it right here. The 2 warehouses are done, and these rails are going to run that way too. So... it might be a good fit to place it. I'm thinking here, but because these cargo trains can, they can refuel over there. So the passenger train needs a place to refuel over here. I think maybe we could have just had it go through the refueling station as it's part of its route. We could have done that. It'd be nice also to maybe have it refuel over here. That way all these trains that are merging around could fuel. Maybe we do that. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll have the refuel be over here. I wonder, could it be... I think it's down here, right? Refueling and unloading? Yeah. No, right here. Diesel station. Wondering if there's any way to make like this whole inner junction or whatever work for it, but... And I don't know. Let's just leave it. Let's make it simple. Keep it simple, right? We'll put it over here, and we're just gonna have trucks refill it for now, I guess. I'll put it on this side. I think I want this road to keep going, so I could put it on this now. I want to put it. It needs to be on the route. That's the thing. It needs to be on the route. I'm tempted to do that actually. I'm tempted to see why not just like run this. Just have it be here, right? Like have the train physically go through this to go where its destination is. I don't see why not. What if we did that? I mean, it doesn't look like there's a downside to that. If I was just to go, let's say, like this. And then we just run this line like this. Oh, you're not going to connect, huh? You think you're not going to connect, but you are. You really are. I messed that up. And there. Yeah, we'll build it with rubles. All right. I think that's a good way to do it, because then the train's got to come through here anyway, so it will just stop on its way, refuel, and off it goes. And there's only one passenger train making this loop in this direction. There's going to be another train that goes this direction to deal with the coal. And I'm tempted just to make this never cross. So like always have this be on this side. These trains never have to deal with anything. But this needs to be a multi-way track, and I feel like that's a good way to do it. It's just to never have these need to have a junction. And then they both get to stop here for the fuel. So I kind of like that. We're going to have to set up the distribution on this. Ooh, it doesn't have a road connection yet. Yet. Hang on. We're going to take care of it. I am going to spend a large portion of today paused because I don't know about the money situation. Although exports will help me with it, so that might be a good idea actually to let it run. I think exports will do this for me. And look at, I have almost no money left, right? That's because I've been busy. Look at this. End of the last video, I said, hey, look, we're running this. Well, it's almost done, but I ran out of money. Like I had like 10 grand left. So I was just like, well, I guess I can't make it all the way yet, but that will connect this big body of water, which is very important to connect this to the national area or to the international waters. So we need to get here, and then we need to take from here and deliver it out this way. And this is pretty nice actually, because there's several resources out here that I want to gather, and I can load them up on cargo ships and get them over there with that too. So this is a good place to have a more open water because I can put ports in here. So I like that plan very much. Okay, where's my passenger train? Is it here yet? Oh, I really want to see it. There it is. Nope, that's the track assembler. It's possible that my signals. It's possible my signals will mess this up for the passenger train, just because it's. I don't do the signals right away, right? This is a process. I want to see as the train is being made or as the track is being made and all that stuff, right? You gotta make sure it's gonna work. And yeah, let's do a quick manual purchase for fuel here really quick, just to kind of get something in here. Yeah, about there. And then we'll hook it up to this, and then this can service it for fuel now. Okay, I think I covered pretty much everything, but I do want to see that passenger train working. I want to see that. We have 157 here waiting now, and I don't... Oh, wait, is this it? Ooh, look how fast this thing is. Woo! You're quick, dude. Yeah, snappy snap. All right, so let's take a look up ahead. Make sure we're not dealing with any stop signals. It looks like we're gonna have a signal for stopping here. So this is on right now. So let's take a quick look and see what we're dealing with signals, because this is probably gonna stop there. Yeah, okay. So what we want is to, this is, for the time being anyway, this track is only going one direction. So I don't need to necessarily worry about it. But from here, we're gonna redo a lot of this. So I don't wanna really do a whole lot of playing around. So why don't we maybe cut it off on this side for now? We'll say maybe we'll chain this up. I think it's only gonna, this is only gonna head one direction. So we'll chain that up, and by doing that, that opens this up. Okay, good. Now we should see green light for this train. Yeah, we'll have to go about like that to unlock it, and then like that, and then that opens this up. Good. Okay, now I think I need this to be two-way though, because again, track assembly kind of messes with your signals, because you're gonna have a train on one side of the track heading in that direction, and then it needs to come back the opposite direction on the same track. So if you're making one-way signals, even though that's the way you want it for the end game, the track assembly process is gonna mess with that. So I'm gonna do a two-way here. And we're gonna do a, let's have a two-way there and a two-way here. No, we'll do a one-way here. Yeah, a one-way here and a two-way here for now. That's gonna let that train get around here. And then this can be a one-way and this can be a two-way. And then we'll have this chained here, one-way. This is gonna be a two-way. This is temporary. All this becomes a one-way after this. And then as we get to maybe, let's say there. Yeah, this will be a one-way. And then on this side, we want this to be chained on this side of the track. Yep, like that. It's going to have to be mixed for now. It's going to go like that. And then this is just a standard. And that's going to open this intersection up to allow the train to continue on its way, even when we're assembling the track on this side. It looks like this is fully built now, which is nice. So we'll have another semaphore. Let's say we'll have another one here and here. We'll go two-way on that for now. And as it comes through the middle here, we're going to want to chain on. For now, I think we need mixed, just to make sure. We'll go a chain on that side, regular on this side. Yep. And then as we exit this intersection, we're going to want to chain on this side because it's going to cross here. So we want to chain on this side, and we'll do mixed. This seems like a good place for it, I suppose. Yep. And then we'll have the regular signal be here, and we'll do a two-way signal there. That should allow our passenger train to go unimpeded, if you will, throughout this entire course without having to worry about track assembly, at least hopefully. Okay, so that's it. Let's see the passenger train. There's already 17 passengers waiting here. And that happens very quickly. Passengers, they unload and load incredibly fast. And so that's going to help us a lot with this plan. So now that we're 17 or so minutes into this video, let's get started on what my plan is here. So we are going to take and introduce manufacturing for mechanical components and electrical components. This is a recap. We're going to do it right here within this square, and we're going to do it entirely truckless. So all of the necessary raw materials, or intermediate materials in this case, that are necessary for this manufacturing is all going to be delivered with no trucks. And we're going to be able to do it, like it's going to be forklifts for everything. It's all going to be hooked up to the road network still. Forklifts will have access to fuel, and everything just flows. It's going to be great. Okay. But this is not entirely how I originally planned it because I messed up. I forgot one critical element. And that critical element is the train tracks are kind of in the way for getting steel over here. Yeah, and you can't take a bridge. I want a factory connection bridge so bad. I want to just let me put it over top of the tracks. But instead we can't. So we have to put the tracks over top of the factory connection. So step one in this process. And I'm going to wait just a little bit longer to try this until that train drops off the first load of passengers because they've been sitting there waiting for a while. But then I want that train to keep going. Or I could just build it with rubles, but I don't have the rubles yet. So I also need to kind of keep it running so that I can get the rubles too. And that might take a bit, actually, because exports are a thing. So why don't we wait just a little bit longer, and we'll come back and we'll get it done. This train, by the way, has 209 passengers. Oh, yeah, baby. Look at them all. Now, wait a minute. They have to get off on this side of the platform. That's not what I was... Oh, that's not what I wanted. I really don't want to flip this over, but I had no idea which side they were going to get off. Like, the track is... They're on this side of the track, so I figured they'd get off on this side. That's why this walkway is connected. All right. There might be something I can do. I mean, they can still reach the steel. That's the important thing, is they can all reach the steel. And we're going to have a ton of workers in here. Oh, my God. All right. Let's do a quick manual purchase of a ton of... Yeah, with dollars. A quick manual purchase for, like, a whole bunch of coal. Let's just fill this up temporarily. I have the money to do that. And I think also maybe we'll get a little bit in here. We'll just use the rest of our dollars to get a whole bunch of coal. And, ooh, wow. Never mind. You can buy a whole lot more in this, can't you? Looks like I'm going to need to be about that much. Okay, so our dollars are all been spent on coal. And I'm thinking we're going to see... Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Look at how fast. Hold on. How fast are we making steel now? This is real time. This is not sped up. That's how fast we're making steel now. That's super fast, man. And speed it up, it's like this. Now, it doesn't look like it's growing, but that's just because the forklifts are bringing it to storage, right? So we're able to manufacture it faster than the forklifts can offload it. That's a good thing. That's what I want, because I'm going to introduce more forklifts into the system too. All right, timestamp people. You missed us putting in the passenger train, so I thought I would just show you the fact that it exists. Yeah, okay. So here's the plan. We're going to get 2 manufacturing plants in this square space right here. And all of it is going to be truckless. Mechanical components and electrical components all made right here with no trucks involved at all. That's the goal. I overlooked one critically important thing though. The train tracks are kind of in the way of getting steel here without trucks. And again, you can't make factory connections go over top of tracks. You can, however, make tracks go over top of factory connections, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, my dollars are ticking away here, just trickle buying coal, basically, is all these dollars are doing, and that's completely fine with me. I'm not really spending it, but you know what? I actually probably have enough steel anyway for now. Why don't we just let it build up? Yeah, we'll just let it build up. So let's turn off the auto purchase and let's let it do it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This passenger train is going to leave the station here, dropping off the rest of these guys at work. When it's done doing that, we're going to tear this down and start retrofitting this so that we can get forklifts to traverse from this region to this region to get steel and move things over here, okay? That's the goal right now. First, we need to retrofit this, then we can start building our stuff. So, passenger train's going to do its thing, and as soon as it's done, we begin demolishing. The first step to this is, and I'm actually going to pause it here too. Yeah, I kind of have to. So, because that train otherwise can't do what it needs to do. So, the first step to this then is to get the tracks out of the way. So, we're going to go back about this far, and we're going to eliminate all 4 of these tracks. And I know this is a lot of resources, but this is why it's called a retrofit. If I had planned to do this in the beginning, planned this out just a little bit better and remembered that you couldn't get steel that way, then this would be different, but it's not. So let's pull it back to about, let's say here. And I probably didn't need to delete this track, honestly, so I'm going to overpay for it, but it's fine. We got 227,000 rubles. We're going to have to spend a little bit of it, if nothing else, just to make sure the passenger train and stuff can keep running while we're building everything else. So, how are we going to get this over here? Well, there's 2 conditions here. I need the track to be able to access the steel, and I need it to be able to be accessible by forklifts on this side of the track. I also would still like to retain access for my helicopters right there. So this has to stay. And we can't use the factory connection bit because it's not directly accessible if you do that. However, luckily, there is 2 access points on this side. This side is a road connection, but this side is 2 of these factory access points. So we can come right over here, go as far over as we can, probably right about, let's say, I think probably there is as far as I can go. Yeah, probably about right there. All right, then. Come on, there. Okay, we're going to build that. Then we need to go across the tracks to build, to build this. So I'm going to build this with rubles so we can have that exist. That's pretty firm. Everything else I need to mark it as a plan. And this is a little harder in the winter because I can't see the plan lines very well. But if you just hit build with resources, then it makes everything dark. And then it's even easier to see it than it is before. So we're going to come out about, let's say, that far. Probably about that far. And that's going to allow this side to access this supply. I don't need these forklifts to be able to get over here. That's not required. I just need to be able to have these guys. And honestly, it's not a good idea either because we're already not able to take the steel out of this factory faster than it's able to produce it. So on this side, right, we're going to have all the rest of that stuff, and that just hooks up the steel. Now we need to get the tracks over top of this. And I'm going to switch things up just a little bit. I do intend to have passenger trains running in opposite directions on this line, which is why there's 2 trains. However, I don't know about their timing. Really, is it really necessary to have 2 complete bridges when they're very expensive to build? Probably not. For now, we're going to have 1 bridge. If it becomes a big issue, then we'll add another one later. We're not going to have a whole lot of room to add that later, but I'll try to leave some room so there's room to add it later. So the hardest bridge to get over is this one. And this is the reason why I went out so far with this. I needed to get out really far so that I had enough room to get this up. So I'm going to go and choose the cheapest bridge. And we're going to see if we can't get this to work. Now, I'm hoping I can do this without getting those involved, right? Those little sort of cage things, they cost more. See, so like, see how the... Actually, I need to build... Well, I want to see costs, but no, I don't. They're going to cost more. You can see how the amount of resources it takes for one versus two. I mean, you can even see it with the work days, right? It's a lot more expensive to do that than it is to do that. So I want to kind of try to keep the number of those, whatever you call them, those trusses. I want to keep the number of those minimized. So let's come over, see if we can't go about like that. Okay. Will you let me cross? You will. Yes. Okay, good. So we're going to come across about like this. Trying to hug the building a little bit. Yep. And then we need to come down. And we're going to come down just enough to where we want to come down probably stepping it down because I don't want to have those trusses involved. So we're going to come down a little bit slower. I also don't like the look of them, so that's another reason why I want to get rid of them. About like that. I don't like the look of them in this instance. Usually I do like the look of them. I just want to mislead you there, but in this case, it doesn't need to be there, you know, like this is completely unnecessary. So let's see if I can maybe get it to be, yeah, about like this. See, that's a big difference. And it almost doubles the work days. I don't like it. Come on, let me go straight down. All right, we're gonna do it about here like this. And then it comes down again. Yep. And then one more time, I think. Probably. This brings it to the ground. So we can go there. And then the concrete hooks up there. Perfect. So this is now hooked up exactly where it was before, except now it's a bridge that goes over top of this area. So let's do the same thing with this one. Now, this is my through track. It's a very important track for me. It means that a train can go from this end and straight to the other place without having to deal with any of this stuff. And that's a track that I really want to keep open. So we're going to have this one be exclusive as well. And we're going to bring it, I think, right up to this. So if I can maybe curve it just a little bit and bring it up to where it's about even with that other track, it means I could largely make the bridge the same shape. Kind of what I'm looking for is to have the bridges all look about the same. So we'll have this come up like this. Again, I probably have to step it up a little bit, but if I can get it to be there, like that. Just like that. And then over. Come on. Give me that post. Yep. And right. That's good enough. And then this is going to come down one. Just enough to where it's down like that. Yep, it's kind of getting a little bit close now, so you got to be careful with that, but it's coming down right next to it. That's exactly what we need. And we want it to come down about like that. Looks pretty close. And then this one goes all the way to the bottom. Oh, don't snap. Don't you snap with me. Almost. It's close enough, right? I think it's close enough. And then it needs to connect to here. This might be too... Yeah, it's too sharp. So we need to come back just a little bit here. Ooh, well, that's fine. I'm going to have to rebuild them all anyway. It's expensive, but whatever. All right, there we have. So this through track is now going over top of this too. All right? It looks not bad. I'm not going to say it looks good, but it looks not bad. Okay. Okay. Now for this one, I don't want to make these are very expensive. Look at it. We're already up to 335,000 for just these plans. So I don't want to deal with having to do that twice, another 335. I'd rather pay half as much. So what we're going to do here is this train, and I'm going to go ahead and say build from this. We want this one to be built with rubles so that the passenger train can keep going right now. So I'm going to bring this over, and it's going to go to about where it was, about where that one was. I wish I could kind of see it differently, but all right. And then what we're going to do here is this one's going to merge before the bridge. So what we end up with is basically the two trains here are going to share a bridge. And we'll have any train on this side, which is heading that direction, we'll have you wait for any train that comes over top of the bridge. And then on this side, we'll have any train heading this direction wait for a train that goes over top of the bridge here. So we basically give priority to whoever reaches the bridge first, which is kind of the default and what it would do anyway. So what we're going to do is get the bridge going again. Yep, easy. And we're just going to take and bring it up. And again, we want to do this to where we only have one of those, not two of them, because it makes it more expensive to have two of them. So we're going to have to hopefully try to get this to be one. Why not? Why not? Why? You know what? I bet the rail is not... You know what? I bet it is. This isn't far enough. Gonna go back just a tad. Wow, that's a lot more than I wanted, but all right. We're going to go forward just a little bit more, and we'll say that this is in line with it. It may not be, but we're gonna go for it. All the way up, and yep, just like that. Go that way a little bit. I want to leave enough room to potentially do a second bridge if I need it, but I think I've kind of got that room built in. We'll just kind of have this be spaced out, right? And then this bridge, of course, we're building this one with rubles, so this one's going to be expensive, but it's just to keep the passenger train going. So we'll go as narrow as we can. That's pretty good. I'm not sure I really need to go. I certainly don't need to do that. So let's just keep the posts lined up. Yeah, like that. So about there. And then we'll come down from there. Step it down. Ooh, it's not going to let me. Really? Oh, wait. This is one step. Right? Hold on. Out. You matched it. As soon as you snapped to this, you matched it. Got it. Okay. So we'll go down about like that. And then I guess I might as well just snap it to there. Very good. That's a quick way to do it, actually. I like that. Like that. Good. And then down like this. And then finally down to the ground. All right. So that's going to get all of this hooked up, and then this can connect to this train. We're going to have to come a little bit back like this, and then you're going to connect there, with you being the one that merges. Ooh. It doesn't really matter how we do this, right? I don't think that actually matters. Yeah, the merger point doesn't matter as much as where the signals are, so it's fine. Okay, there's that. Build it, please. And then the bridge ends up looking like this. So they have this little truss here, which honestly, I wish I could avoid it, but it doesn't look like it's going to let me. And then this train comes all the way over and down. And then it matches up with this, right? And then, of course, we have all the signals. These are all two ways right now. Should be good to go. I think these ones, we can probably just build this with resources, because my train over here that's, building tracks, I think it can come back this way, and then it can choose to use this one. Yep. And then it can go that way and out. Provided, of course, that my signaling allows it to do so. That is a prerequisite. However, yeah, no, I think I'll just go ahead and switch that to be two-way for now. That would that's gonna let the train do its thing. Yeah, so this is a two-way, this is a two-way, and then that will be two-way for now, and that will just let the train come all the way over, and it can use this, and it can merge in like this, and it can then get and trade, and off it goes. Okay, so that's gonna let the construction train do its thing. So I think from this point, we can let the time run and build with resources from this point on. All right, now that we've got this part settled, there's a train up here, or a train track up here, and we've got this part sorted out. Let's talk about where we're going to position our buildings. So again, I've got 2 industries to do here, and potentially even electronics, maybe. We'll see. I don't think I can fit it in here, but so this part here might not be truckless, but at least I could probably fit it over here. The thing is, Mechanical Components Factory and the Electrical Components Factory both produce pollution. They take about 150 workers each at maximum load, and they produce pollution. So I want them to be as far away from this as possible. So I want them to kind of be hugging the train track if possible here too. So the other thing I was thinking of is with the Electrical Components Factory, it takes plastics and chemicals to actually make what it needs to make. That stuff is being made over there. Okay, so we need to get it here by a train. I said truckless, not trainless. So the train is going to bring that here. Where is it going to offload it so that the Electrical Components Factory can see it and reach it? Well, I'm going to have 3 warehouses in this area, and I think the first warehouse is going to be here. And what I'm hoping to do, and I kind of got to test this out just to see if the spacing works. Let me just see if I can get the spacing on this to work. So we would come off of this, and this is my through track, right here. Yep. Through track is here. So we would come off this, and it would basically need to be rounded. Nope, that's the wrong way. I might need to take a... Oh, it's so close. I may need to reconfigure where this bridge is. Redo the bridge just slightly so I can get this train. Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to redo this bridge just so I can get that in here. Yeah, probably. I'll probably just do that. So let's assume that we can get, because the bridge isn't built yet, we can redo it. Let's assume, we'll pause it really quick, that we can get that in there. I'm thinking the warehouse probably is going to be fitted over here somewhere. So let's say, I don't know, for now, let's say here. And then that train is going to bring it all the way up and round it in and deliver it direct here. So by doing that, we can get the electrical components to be in right about over here. Now, all of these buildings need road connections as well, which is why I'm going to angle it this direction. And I'm probably going to fit it maybe closer to the track. I need to leave room for that other bridge potentially, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I might move all this stuff around. We'll see. We're going to go with, how about, let's call this good for the time being. I need to have enough room to bend around for that train track too, though. So this is all rough, all right? I might reposition this so it fits nice. But I'm giving you the general idea. So this train track most likely goes, you know, like out this way and probably rounds over here. And hell, it might even reach here if I do it from this side. Not quite. Okay, and then we got to go out this way too, which is, looks like that's going to be doable for now, but it's not doable the other way. So I'll probably have to adjust that. But the road is going to come up like through here. So we get this road connection like that, okay? Then that's electrical components. Now we need to hook it up to the factory. We're just going to do this for now. We're also going to want to probably have forklift access and things. So maybe we'll do like another one, something like this maybe, just to kind of provide that flexibility for us. Yeah, we'll go from this side. All right, so we've got this. Electrical components is theoretically done. Forklifts will be able to get steel, bring it here, and then the other 2 components will be delivered here and brought here. Easy. Of course, it's not so much easy for accessing it by helicopter, at least not yet. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so the next thing is mechanical components. That's a pretty big factory. We need road access, of course, as well as access for forklifts and all that. So we're going to come over and probably do it right about... Yeah, I want it on this side. So I think maybe we'll position this here. This seems okay. As far over as I can go, because I got another plan for the back side of that. Okay. How about, let's say probably here. Okay. So there's that. Then on this side, we're going to have 2 more warehouses. Okay. So we're going to have it be, I guess probably, I'm kind of roughly positioning these right now. Yeah, so about here for the first one. You got trying to navigate that pump too. Let's go here for the first one and then down here like this for the second, right? Now these are lined up so that the trains can use them. Yes, indeed. You need the trains to be able to use them too. So trains are going to be able to get in through here. We can just do a wood track. It's never going to get up enough speed through here anyway. And then this can go like so. And then this is going to go out and connect to the global train line too. So like for now, roughly, we're going to put it like that just so you can see how that works. This is where the export is going to be for this stuff. So import materials here and store a bunch of them. Export materials here. And we hopefully store a bunch of them, okay? So mechanical components, electrical components, they'll be in these two warehouses and then over here. Now, the warehouses are mostly, they can be used by trains, but the real reason for wanting two of them and for wanting them sort of spaced out is for capacity and so that I can get them accessible by helicopters. I wanted so badly to use this helicopter pad and just to hook it up direct, but there is just not enough space here. I just didn't plan it correctly. In hindsight, I would have moved this back a little bit more. I would have moved this over towards this a little bit more, maybe even shifted these up a little bit so that I could get the building in. But even then, the warehouse being over here, it's too long. It won't let it do it. So we have to have two separate platforms, which is not a big deal because we can do it like this. Yeah, it's about like this. Should take care of it. Now we have helicopter access, huh? So helicopters come in here, they can land, they can access everything that's in here, and everything just works. For the road network, we're gonna wanna go about like this. Just hook it up like this, there, and there. And then we can even go and delete this. We don't need that. So this can be just the way that is, right? Let's just tell it to build that, right? And I might reposition this and stuff before this video is done, just to kind of finalize the spacing on things. But I wanted to walk you through the brainstorm. So everything is theoretically set up. Forklifts can get through and do all sorts of things, except we don't have any forklifts on this side. So let's get a couple of forklift garages. And I don't know exactly where I'll put these, but I want them to have access to the road so that they can... Ooh, you know what, though? Why don't we put another one of these? Maybe like right here. Is that necessary? I don't know. I mean, it's going to connect it all up nice and neat. Probably want it to go at least here for another forklift garage. So maybe we do something like this. That looks ugly. I don't want that. We'll go here and here. And then the two forklift garages could be like this. Just, I don't know, temporarily sake. We'll go like this with it. And then hook them up like this, and like this, and oh, it's not. Okay, new plan. We can cut this. This is interesting. I gotta play around with this. I'll play around with the spacing on those things, but the two forklift garages can go over here. And then the last piece of this puzzle is to just kind of go and hook up another. I want like. I think 12 forklifts probably is what's necessary here. Because if I'm thinking about it, I may be wrong on this, but if I'm thinking about it, actually we could just go like that, right? Yeah, probably. We have some forklifts getting stuff out of here, and we're gonna be producing things fast, so we'll need a lot of that activity. Then we have stuff being produced out of here, and we'll need a lot of that activity. Then we're gonna have also stuff being taken and brought to us from here, unloaded into this facility, and we also need some of them to go off and get the steel and bring it back. So there's a lot of stuff that forklifts have to do, and so I think in 12 forklifts is probably about where I want to be here. There's already 4 here, and that's still not fast enough to offload this, so I might need to have 8 and have multiple connections so that like connect this one here basically. It would go something like this. I'll show you. You would go like this and like this. And that way, your forklifts could go off and do things a lot faster, a lot more efficient that way. If you were gonna do it, let's just make sure that's hooked up again. Yeah. So this ends up being sort of the rough plan on where things can be, and we'll have this rough. So normally, this is one of those things where people are like, "You're so indecisive. Can you just show us the brainstorm and then show us the result?" Okay, fine. All right, fine. That's exactly what we'll do. So I wanted to show you the roughness of how things could fit. I'm going to redo the bridges and kind of reconfigure all this stuff. And yeah, we'll be right back. Okay, I think we're done here. So I moved some stuff around just a little bit. Forklifts are kind of repositioned a little bit over on this side. It also allows me a little bit of room in case I want another one over here. We got them hooked up to the road connection here, and then I've also got this hooked up to this road. Direct paths and stuff are all done. Got the electrical components, the warehouse, all that stuff. And people have actually started to construct the roads and stuff already, so that's pretty cool. Taking a look at this rail, comes all the way out this way and eventually hooks up to this side. Now, there's no real, I want to say easy. No, never mind. There is an easy way to do this. I just messed it up. Hang on. We just want this to be there, I think. Yeah. Go ahead and build that with rubles. And I think, actually, I was going to say there's no easy way to make this track because, you know, this is a one-way track on this side. But actually, if I do this and just pay for a little bit of it, I think the rail construction office can totally get there now. I'm pretty sure that will work. It looks a little messy, but trains will use it, so it's okay. What's this train waiting for? Yeah, I messed up my signals. Yeah, I messed up all the signals doing things. So anyway, it's okay. So we have, as long as I keep it paused right now, the bridge is done, right? Obviously, this bridge is done. These other ones are going to get made, but I kind of reshifted it a little bit, and I've almost lined this up entirely, which feels pretty good. We also, just by redoing this and kind of just respacing it, everything, I've managed to get this rail to come around like that. But unfortunately, to get it to come from the other side, this road is too much of an angle. So it's kind of weird. It kind of, like, if you're coming from this side, right, you're going to go like this and cross on the opposite side for this track. So you kind of keep left if you're coming from this way, but right if you're going this way. It's okay. I'm not necessarily sure I even need this. This might actually be, it might have to just be like, okay, fine, whatever, trucks to get things here. But so far, the whole setup is truckless. Both of the warehouses are here, going to get built. Then we have the electrical components. And the last piece of the puzzle here is how to get people here, right? That's really the last piece, is how to get people. Obviously, the train platform is where people are going to get off the train to go and work. However, we can make walking paths to this place. That's not a problem. But there's really no way for them to get to work over here. So what we're going to do is make a little walking path. And I'm feeling bridges so much that I'm going to make a walking path bridge too. Oh, yeah. Let's try it. So I've noticed that we have these pedestrian overpass things. There's concrete ones. There's steel ones. We could take the concrete one, I guess. And I believe if I... sorry, I got to rotate it. There we go. If I line this up correctly, it should go in, right here. So we can go like this, and then flip around and sort of line up the other side of this little overpass here. And I kind of feel like maybe there will work. And then we could just take the bridge, concrete bridge, and just go like that. And now these guys will have this overpass that they can walk on, right? So we'll just fund that. These are expensive, man. Yikes. It's all right. I'm making some pretty good money on that oil train, bitumen train and stuff, so it's good. Let's take and add a walking path right here. We're just going to connect this to that. There we go. And then from this side, we just go like this all the way over and hook up to this. And then we can just do that if we want to, I guess. So now there's a walking path. And we should see, once this walking path is done, let it build with rubles. Yep, we should see that this can now reach there. Perfect. And that's it. The polluting buildings are on this side, as far away from the town as possible, while all the rest of the logistical infrastructure for our supply line is over here closer to people. We've got a gas station here, which is going to get hooked, which is already hooked up. I guess I must have clicked it. Distribution office, right? And then I actually moved this. I spent a little money to do it, but I moved this. The idea was that if a train is coming from this way and they want to refuel, there's a chance they might be in the way of the road. So I moved it a little bit further to prevent that possibility. This is overwhelmingly going to be a passenger train route right here. So I don't anticipate passenger trains need to be much longer than that. So we're going to leave it there. And of course, if they're coming from this way, then it doesn't matter. But I kind of moved it over a little bit. But there you go. That's it. That's the plan. Everything is in motion for us to be very self-sufficient with this. Once these two structures are done and we have enough we have enough workers and stuff in this building, coal supply is still there. Once we get all this stuff managed, we will now be basically creating our own. Let's take a look really quick. What would be the only resource we're not making ourselves at the moment? We'll be able to make electrical components. We won't be able to make electronics. Okay, so that's the next thing. But I think everything else before aluminum. Aluminum is the last piece of the puzzle. We're going to get some bauxite and start looking at aluminum. But other than that, I think we're pretty much making everything ourselves. Pretty close. And then I want to get into nuclear power as well. That's the next step. And that will be a required step before our final giant construction project, which is involving basically, we have another big project, okay? It's like the last big project. It's coming. It's going to involve this area and this area and this area. And maybe even a little bit of this area. I don't know. But first, let's just finish this off, shall we? While I have the money to do so, we're going to lower the terrain and just... Oh, I don't have the X... Am I too far away now? Oh, what? Wait, you were letting me do it earlier. Oh, you suck. I guess I could only get that far. I have to make another construction office and... Oh, you know what? You know what it probably is? I bet all of the excavators are currently occupied. I bet that's what it is. They're already doing things, and so they can't help me with infinite distance. Pretty much. But anyway, we have this too. This road comes out this way, and we're gonna have this be a bridge that goes over top. I'm excited about that too. The last thing I want to do in this video, and then we're gonna wrap it up, is I need to correct something over here related to chemical production. So right now it says we're missing oil and we're missing wood. Now the wood, we just need people to go and fell trees, but unfortunately there's no cars. So let's go ahead and get one. And I'm thinking we just get, I don't know, 12 tons of wood. What's the speed level is probably not something that matters. I bet what matters more is just fuel efficiency. Why don't we just grab this? This is probably fine. We'll grab this vehicle and you can go and fell trees, okay? So go out and get your trees that you're cutting down, yeah? At least I hope they do. Maybe we'll do like a quick little manual purchase for fuel just because. But then they're gonna go off and fell trees. Now once that happens, forklifts can go ahead and do their job. But the other thing is that it doesn't have oil. What do you mean it doesn't have oil? I mean, I connected it up, right? Look, it's already connected. Well, it turns out, just like many other instances we've seen, this needs to connected directly to a storage for oil, not directly to the pump. It doesn't take it directly from the pump, unfortunately. So, last thing I'm gonna do here is I'm actually going to get rid of this road. And I'm actually gonna take that step back and maybe do a round road there, but this road's gone. And replacing it will be this oil storage. And we can, if we have it facing this direction, we can have the pipe or the pump or whatever come in from this side and hook it up. And then you see how that arrow right there, it's just pointing directly at it. If I line that up, I can just pop it right in there, and that's probably nice. So first thing to do is let's get rid of the pipes. And I want to make sure I don't delete anything else. There we go. Okay, so get rid of the pipes here. And then I want to go ahead and get storage. You know, we can do an above ground pipe. Why not? You know, just let the thing build. Above ground, whatever. Build it. And then we want the underground pipe now from here. Probably to go right. That's fine. Yep. And then we'll... Wow, that's expensive. That little thing is 21 grand. 15,000 rubles. I mean, we're going to do it, but yikes. More than I thought it would be. This thing is 37,000 too. That's pretty pricey, but we're going to have to build it. I want this thing running, so let's go. So all that thing's gonna get built now, and then we don't really need the road connections, so I'm just gonna make a gravel connection here and have them go ahead and build it with gravel. It's just right there, so just bring it over here and do the road, right? But there we go. So now we should get oil pumping into here, and it should then provide this building here with oil. So I want to see that in action. I'm not sure why I don't see that in action. What's going on with you? It's a medium here and high here. I wonder if that's because these tanks are running on empty, and it's probably prioritizing that. Yeah, this is filling. Yeah, we're really at the peak of our oil production right now, or of our oil consumption. Like we need to increase how much oil we have, basically. That needs to happen. We have 2 workers here, though, so we could, presumably, with this connected, we should be able to see all the things. I just need to get oil in here. So what I might do is just to, like, help this along. That's a lot. Just to, like, help this along, maybe I'll spend, like, 10 grand on oil. Let's go 20 grand on oil in this tank. And then all we need now is the wood, and that's what these guys are now bringing. The forklifts are now inserting wood, and we should see chemicals. Yep, there we go. So we're now producing chemicals. Pretty slowly, we don't have a whole lot of workers here, but at least the process works. The building is producing the way it is meant to produce. Okay, good. And then once we get the fabrics and stuff, these just need chemicals delivered, right? So that stuff's just all gonna start working in motion as we get it. And that's it. So I just wanted to update you on that. Everything's looking good. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And all of this is gonna get built, and it'll be very fantastic. I'm gonna say very fantastic. Also, since we have passengers for here now, I kind of want to maybe think about getting this train line to come on this way and send passengers this way, and maybe hook up a passenger train line over here. Eventually, we will have passenger trains here and there, so we might want to maybe start construction on this so that we can do that. And then also, since we have multiple directions, like I said before, with train lines, maybe another construction train, because we can totally justify it now that we have multiple ways to go. So I'll look at it. Thanks for watching. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.